greet everyone this time of year with that phrase, happy holidays. But actually, the holidays aren't necessarily happy for everyone, especially those who are dealing with the loss of a loved one. And while we want to reach out to those who are grieving, many times we don't know what to say, or worse yet, we say the wrong thing. Joining me today with suggestions on the topic of grieving is Funeral Director Beth Buxton, along with Dwayne Mullins, an Advanced Funeral Planning Manager, both with Edwards Funeral Services. Welcome to both of you. Nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
And Beth, this is a wonderful topic, a tough topic in the holidays, but gosh, how many people this affects? We know it affects a lot of folks. And you know, even though this grieving person may be surrounded by those they love, it can still lead to some awkward moments, can't it?
It really can. It's so difficult. People want to be supportive. They want to help. They want to give those words of comfort and, you know, fulfill needs for that person that's grieving and has lost someone they truly love. But what happens many times is they say things that they think are helpful, and they just are a hindrance to that grieving process.
And you're right, people do want to help, and there's no real guidelines, is there, as to what we should say or shouldn't say?
That is true.
A lot of it comes from the heart and comes out the wrong way. Dwayne, you work with a lot of grieving folks.
Yes.
And in fact, you talk to them and help them let others know how they're feeling. And one of the things you recommend for those who are going through the grief process is to be honest. What do you mean by that?
Be honest. I mean, when you're trying to help somebody overcome the loss, oftentimes it's just good not to say anything, just to be there, just to give support and knowing that there's options available. Maybe even refer them out to Edwards Funeral Home and let them talk to some professionals there, or even seek some other types of counseling. So.
I think that it's interesting that you said sometimes just listen. Because in our society, Beth, I'm sure you'll agree, we all feel that need to say something or to fix it ourselves.
Right.
We really do. And so many times that one that's grieving is asked, are you okay? How are you doing? And there's so many people surrounding them, family, friends, co-workers, church family. They get that question so often that they're just kind of overcome with, you know, what do I say? I'm not feeling well, or I have these sad feelings or feelings of anger, but I feel like I have to mask those because in our society, you're supposed to put that smile on your face and pretend like it's all okay. But that's what we're here to talk about, is it is okay to be honest. There's no rules to grieving. There's no time limit to grieving.
Another good point.
So you really need to let people express themselves, whether that's through crying and just sitting there and letting them cry, whether it's letting them also, we suggest maybe composing a grief letter, if you will.
We have some of the suggestions that you've sent to me that we're going to discuss, and one of those, Dwayne, is talk about the deceased. And in the holidays, some people may be reticent to bring that up, thinking it's supposed to be happy. We don't want to talk about sad things. It's okay to do that.
It's so okay to do that. It's support. Support looks different in a lot of ways, and I think you should just be open. Just be there, and sometimes saying nothing is probably the best thing. Just to be supportive and to give a lot of feedback and just listen, just a good listening ear.
And that's another one, obviously, be a good listener. And another one, Beth, is let that person talk about their deceased loved one if they want to.
Yes, definitely. Let them share stories.
You let them guide it, though?
Yes, definitely. Let them guide it. See where their boundaries are. Don't push them into that conversation, but if they're wanting to share and talk about their loved one, let them do it. One of the worst things I want to tell people that you can say to someone is, time heals all wounds, or next year will be better. Those are two of those main things that
Dwayne's over there
want to
shaking his head like, and how many of us have heard that and think that is the right thing to say? How does that make the person feel, Dwayne?
I think it kind of turns them off. Their pain is their pain. They want to
right now.
And so I think it's always better just to listen and agree and nod and just be there to give a comfort and a hug. So, yeah.
You said even though the holidays are a happy time, we need to let that person be sad, right, Beth?
That is right. Let them have their feelings, whatever they are. The sadness, if they're angry, if they're depressed. We know they're supposed to be, or we think they're supposed to be celebrating those holidays, but they just might not feel up to it.
And
that's
lastly,
okay.
you know, you have a grief support program that you both offer, which is wonderful, especially during the holidays. So how can folks get a hold of you for that, Beth?
They can just give us a phone call. Our number is 614-444-3200. We have free grief support. We do it in a group setting, or we also have individual counseling at no charge.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Beth. Dwayne, it's a pleasure to meet you. We'll see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.